Simplify and add lightness. Colin Chapman, founder of Lotus, said that. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do this episode. Find some ways to remove some more weight and then get the car inspected so it's street legal. Part of the inspection is weighing the car, and the weight of the car determines how much tax I have to pay, among other things. And lighter just means it's faster for the same horsepower, so that's always good. I had the car on the scale the other day. It was the scale said 700 kilos. Not exactly sure how high or low that reads, but yeah, I did some things to save weight over the base version of the car. I stripped out the interior, I even stripped out the window mechanisms. I installed a lightweight battery. You know, some other things that I did later, like lightweight crank pulley. I could install plastic windows. I have all the materials for that. I just haven't done it yet. Anyway, I'll show you the things that I did right now. So one of the ways you can easily remove some weight from a car is with the battery. It's in most every car it's a lead acid battery. Those are quite heavy. I think the one in my car was 11 kilos, something thereabouts. And that's on the small side for typical cars. It's only a 45 amp hour battery. But I decided to replace it with a lithium-ion battery, which is about half a kilo for about 10.5 kilos of weight saving. And when I installed the lithium battery, I also used a big cutoff switch for a very specific reason. The battery has a lot less capacity, so a small drain, like, you know, an interior lights, or just like the memory on the engine computer could drain the battery, and that would destroy it. So I put in a cutoff switch, and I made it a point of just turning it off every time I stopped the car. Seems to work well. I also had to modify the alternator a little bit because the lithium battery expects a higher charge voltage, and I ended up with some series diodes in the feedback, so it just, you know, cranks up the output voltage a little bit. Another way I found to save some weight was by removing the insides of the doors, like the window mechanisms and the door cards and the door handles, everything. And I just put some aluminum sheet over it. It's very lightweight. And it gives that, you know, that aesthetic too. I guess that's cool too. I did more or less the same for the dashboard. I removed everything under the dashboard that wasn't strictly necessary, so I kind of lost the heater box and the fan, but doing a track day in the rain, turns out that was not a good choice. So I'm putting those back in. Costs a little bit of weight, but you know, it's worth it. And another option to save weight is the windows, especially the rear side windows and the back window, because, you know, they don't really need to be what's it called, tempered glass for any reason. So they can just be plastic. That means you can't break them, but you don't really want to or have to. So that saves a little bit of weight, but I haven't installed those yet. And if you paid close attention, you saw where that went wrong. I made 2 right ones and no left ones. Whoops. Anyway, guess I'll live with, you know, having some scratches on the inside of the left door. Oh well. I was looking at lightweight aluminum pulleys on the internet. I couldn't really find anything. But a friend pointed out to me that there was an OEM pulley that's a lot lighter than the stock one. Like, this is the stock one that came with the engine. It's about 1.5 kilos. This one is the one that my friend recommended. It's about 1/3 of the weight. It's also slightly underdrive compared to
the V-belt pulley for the base model engines, which is about the same diameter, also lightweight, and another lightweight pulley with an extra groove should I ever want to drive a supercharger or something. They would have like a 6-groove belt instead of a 5-groove one. It's slightly bigger than the stock pulley as well. So yeah, that's my options. And I'm going with this one. It's lighter, so, and it's slightly smaller. Gonna go with that one.
So yeah, I did the lightweight battery, stripped out interior to save weight. I weighed it. It came in at about 700 kilos. And then I went to the RDW, which is the Rijksdienst Wegverkeer. It's just kind of, I guess, the Department of Motor Vehicles. It's like DMV, it's the same thing, really. And to inspect the engine swap, because that's one of the things to inspect the engine swap. That's one of the things that's actually required to be registered to keep it road legal. If you change the engine, like you can model a lot of other things without having to have it engineered or anything. So I went there. They weren't really happy about me videotaping inside, so I didn't do that. So I'll show you like a picture of the outside and a picture of the inside. And they did some basic tests. Basically, they check if everything's mounted right, like if you make the engine mounts correctly. Well, this was basically a bolt-in swap, so they were done really quickly with that part. And they have to confirm where you got the engine, just to make sure that it isn't stolen. And basic data like displacement, power, that kind of stuff. To confirm where I got the engine from, basically I had the license plate of the donor car, so I could just say like it was this car, and they had it in the system, so that was all good. They were pretty easy about that. I expected more trouble, like sometimes they want all the paperwork and everything, but it went really smoothly. And they also weighed it. It came in at 710 kilos, which was 480 at the front and 230 at the back. So it's like a 2-to-1 weight distribution. That's about like with half a tank of gas. And the weight on paper only lessened by 4 kilos despite all my efforts to save weight. But the actual real weight of the car is 710 kilos. So the weight slip I got before was actually pretty accurate. So yeah, the inspection went very smoothly, and I was worried about it, but I'm pretty happy about how well it went. And now the car is legally registered as one of 3 or so, 4 maybe, of these cars with this particular engine in it on the road in this country. So insurance, if a car gets crashed again, don't fuck me again. So yeah, it's road legal. I'm very pleased with that. So yeah, that's all good. And next video will be me taking it to another track day. It's basically the same thing as last time, so if you want to see me drive some laps, I guess I'll see about editing it, so it'll be more interesting to watch than just me driving around. We'll see. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.